What is up, everybody? Welcome to Revv time. It's Revv time. Okay, so check it out. I wanted to do a video today based on a comment from a viewer named Rusty Milner. And he was basically just asking, what gear did you use and how did you arrive at that sound? And it was a video that I'd done with this guitar, and I was using the G20. So I thought, why not show how I arrived at that sound? So this is pretty much the sound, pretty close to what I was doing. I was able to back off, still have it sound nice and clear with, the back position on this guitar. When I rolled it up, I'd get the amount of crunch I wanted. And I say crunch because I don't really play with a lot of gain. I'm not a super high gain player. I've been known to do it on occasion, but for the most part, it's about all I do gain-wise, me personally. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to flatten out the amp. So we're on channel 2. And by flat, I mean this isn't detinted. I'm just going to put everything at noon on the... we'll even do the gain. Because this is where I start really with any amp that's a good tube amplifier that's worth its salt. You should be able to start with everything pretty much at noon and then work from there. So we're on channel 2, everything's set to noon, no aggression mode. I am running direct. I'm using the stock 4x12 cab that's in the first position. So this is where I started. And that actually sounds really good. But I think it could use a little more top end. So we'll start there. I'm going to start turning up the trev a bit. I like that. That sounds pretty good. Now, I like more mids, but we could go the other way with the mids and really start kind of softening that, parameter. And that sounds okay, but my world kind of revolves around mids. And to be honest with you, my enemy is treble. But it just depends on what I'm doing. If it's in a track, it's my best friend. But when I'm playing just by myself, to just enjoy it, it's not. But mids, same thing. Guitar is a mid-range instrument, in my opinion, so I tend to like more mids. The mids on the G20 are really fat, especially if you're playing in a back position pickup. Just sounds nice. And then low-end wise, it just depends. Like I like that much, low-end. We could go the other way. And it sounds a little more like pillowy and round, maybe a little more kind of just gratifying. But I don't know that, I think it kind of robs the mids a little bit. So I can go back the other way. I'm more inclined to be about right there, because now the mids are back. And I don't necessarily want to gun mids with the bass rolled up because that could create more gain. That changes my gain structure. And speaking of that, I run just a little bit more gain. About right there. Now, dimed. That sounds great. And probably what I would do in that case is just back things off. I just back the guitar down. And that still sounds good, but then when I need to gun it, I can crank it or turn it back down. you know, for me, I clipped it a little bit, didn't I? Oh, watch out for that. I like it about right there, because it's not too much gain. Well, for me, maybe it's a little, but then I'll back the guitar off. So about right there is where I'll normally just play. But if I need to gun it, I can. Now you are hearing, that's how I arrived at that tone with this guitar. Now you are hearing delay right now. It's actually in Pro Tools. I can turn that off. Now you're hearing the amp just dry. And that sounds really killer too. I just tend to like delay. Now, within Pro Tools, the delay you're hearing is just a simple kind of stock delay that came with Pro Tools called mod delay. Now that delay, there's no modulation, it's just a simple delay. But I also have a delay in the effects loop doing a very similar delay, so I'll turn that on. It's the Mako by Walrus Audio. I really like this delay. So now that's on. So then in the effects loop, it sounds great. Why do I want to delay in the effects loop as opposed to the front end of the amp? Because we're using gain. If I was running to a clean front end with a pedal for the overdrive, that would be a different story. But in this case, I need the effects loop. But this is really just to demonstrate, you know, delay in the effects loop. I'll turn it up a little bit. And you guys have probably figured out I like shorter delays. Or we can do, you know, delay in Pro Tools. I can turn that back on. Sounds about the same, but that's what you're hearing. Just as a demonstration, you know, without it. Sounds killer. If I want some ambiance, things to cover up my horrible playing, then I'll turn that on. That's my best friend all the time. Or as I said, we can do it in the effects loop as well. So, shout out to Rusty Milner, sorry, not Miller, for the question. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't too redundant because I've done things like this before, but this was more just my personal approach to dialing in that channel with this guitar, which is one of my favorite guitars, you know, to get that particular sound. So I hope you enjoyed it. As always, I really appreciate you guys tuning in. If you're new to the channel and you want to see more content like this, please hit that like button and subscribe, because that helps the YouTube algorithm get things out there so we can keep doing this. All right, we'll see you next time.